Hello, and welcome to today's Wellness Wednesday workshop. I'm Vicki Whipking, and I'm your host today. And no, that is not me on the screen right there, but maybe she's somewhat of a similar approximation of me in some small way. I am holding that pose right now, with the hands in that prayer pose right in front of your heart chakra. And, that's just a lovely pose to kind of fall into. It's sort of that namaste pose where you're like, my spirit acknowledges and honors the spirit in you and acknowledges that we're the same spirit. Anyways, I'm not going to get into all that, but mindset does matter. Your mindset, the way that you approach your life, it really, really matters. And everything that you're thinking affects every part of your life. Only maybe you haven't been operating that way. Maybe you're not totally aware of that. Maybe you think you know, but you haven't been totally honest with yourself. We're going to do a few things today. Let's have a little, time for ourselves, a little reflection. Maybe you need to grab like a quick beverage or close the door to wherever you are, turn off your phone, all of that good stuff. Because the most important thing that you can do for yourself in any given moment, whether that's for work or for your family or for your health or for whatever you're trying to do, is to just be here now. Just be here now, breathe, calm down, strike a pose. It's going to be okay if you just chill and turn off your attention in so many directions for a while. Just pull it back. Be here right now. It won't take long, and you won't feel a thing, I promise. No, just kidding. So here I am. Hello, I'm Vicki. Oops. Oh, and look at that. I have a little voice recording coming over, but I'll just turn that off. Give me 1 second here. Sounds like I say the same thing. All right. And yes, here I am. I'm probably just like you. I am not some big influencer or some guru or some workout fanatic who does everything perfectly. I want to enjoy my life, but I want to enjoy my life. So I do want to take care of myself. I do want to do things that are good for me. I do want to figure out what my, lessons and challenges and gifts are so that I can continue to improve and work on them and pursue my passions and goals. Yes. But I want to have fun while I do it too. And I don't want to be super extreme because I don't think that that is ever a way to go. And my clients who work with me, last night I had a gal here who she's like, and I have to convince myself that I'm not just going to drop 20 pounds and this isn't a crash diet in 10 days. And I was just like, whoa, no, honey. Fortunately, she knows a lot about my work and she knows that she's in the right place for someone to encourage her to slow down and to approach it in a different way. And we're going to talk more about that in a little bit. So yeah, that's me. I like groovy stuff. I like, kind of classic, fun, positive stuff. I like to cook and do yoga and go for walks, and I love dogs. We're going to get another cat. Stuff like that. Follow me on Instagram or, your social of choice and find out a little bit more about me. Reach out and say hello. I'm here for you, whether you're a client of mine or enrolled in one of my courses or whatever. Just, hi. Everybody's out there saying hello, and I am too. Thank you for showing up today. So let's kind of get into a little bit of work mode here. I'm curious about what you've tried so far to improve your health and have more energy. Maybe it's exercise, maybe it's a protein shake, maybe it's a gym or a trainer, maybe it's some weight loss pills, maybe it's, I can't think of more. You know what you've done. What have you tried? Think about it. Think about all the effort that you have put into maybe the New Year's resolutions, or trying to lose weight before an event, or trying to lose weight after an event, such as having a child or something. Um, what what have you put into all of that? Time and effort, maybe some money. And let me ask you this: are you happy with the results? Did you get the results you were looking for and like lose those 20 pounds in 10 days? I have a feeling that even if you did, it was really, really hard to get there and you could never ever continue it. You know what I mean? If you didn't get, you know, what you were looking for with whatever method you were trying, whether it was a program or some other kind of group, or a new diet kind of thing, whatever it was, did it work? How do you know that it didn't work? Let me ask you that. I want you to really think about that one. So many of my clients say, well, I've tried everything. I've tried diets, I've tried exercise, I've tried this, I've tried that. And I say, okay, great. Tell me one of the things that you've tried. And they say, okay, well, I joined a gym. And I said, that's awesome. How many times a week did you go to the gym? And they're like, well, I'm like, what kind of exercises did you do at the gym? How long did you run on the treadmill? For how many days did you do it? Every other day, every day? What are your stats? How long did you track yourself? And they got nothing. Person after person, don't feel bad if you've never tracked your stats before, but like person after person, like expects that they can make these huge changes in their life, but they've never really looked at some of these components and really said, I did try that. I marked it this way. I looked at my success in that way. I tweaked it like this. I gave it my all for this long. I tried the whole thing. I was all in. And these are my results. And I've tracked those too for this 6-month period after, or whatever, Very few people do that unless you're like a researcher or a scientist kind of person or a statistician. Or in the medical field, you might be inclined to do that. But most regular people aren't doing that. And so when I say, so you tried everything, I think you kind of gave things a little bit of a nibble, but you didn't really dive in and commit. And that's okay. We all do the best we can. Something usually will get in our way. We can come up with lots of reasons why things are the way they are, or why things won't work for us, or the big thing that happened that was out of our control. Something gets in there and is just like the excuse, right? It may or may not be super valid. Maybe it was. But a lot of times I think we kind of try these things and something gets in the way. Maybe it's food. Maybe it's an incident. Maybe it's, some kind of injury. Maybe it's a financial thing. Something always seems time, it gets it gets in the way and eats up. Let me give you just a real congrats for getting yourself on this workshop. It is so good to have people here, women who are looking to get real with themselves, find out what's going on inside, who are willing to do the hard work that the transformation that you want, will require. I know that you've probably, like I said, tried a lot of things, and there's a lot of info out there, and that there's, all of these programs and things that you could try and you should be doing, but maybe you've just been avoiding yourself. Maybe or you've just been putting yourself last and just kind of getting through day to day and hoping that, somehow, if I do this one thing, I'm going to do a protein shake and everything will get better. And, I feel ya. It's not easy. And I know that you have this vision of yourself being confident and, really succeeding at work, or having a really meaningful, partnership and relationship, or maybe extending yourself to raising a family. And you really want to have the best for yourself. You want to enjoy this life while you have it, and you want to feel great doing it. Well, I tell you what, you're in the right place. I couldn't be more thrilled to have you come and, listen to what I have to share with you today, because it's all good stuff. And the thing that I have found most about working with my coaching clients over the last, I'd say 10 to 12 years, I guess. I've been working with coaching clients now about 12 years professionally, and it's usually one-on-one. And the thing that I notice the most is it's so hard for them to get all these bits and pieces of a healthy lifestyle together into some kind of formula or plan or some way that works for them and works for the lifestyle that they want. They just can't quite put it all together. And I'm telling you, I see it. I've seen it for years, and I have created a solution for it, because I know that you can have all of that. You just need a little guide. So I totally want you to know that I have been there too. I have been, overweight. I'm still, maybe working on the last few pounds. I have been someone who would sleep in until 8:30 and think, oh my gosh, I'm still so tired. I had to regain my yoga body after a period of kind of, letting that go and doing some other things and then coming back to it. I've designed a healthy meal plan that I crave, my husband craves. Like, we know what to expect in our diet, and it's easy and it's prepped. And all of these things, these are just a few things that I've taken all of the knowledge from my coaching practice, health and wellness, nutrition, energy work, psychological patterning, all kinds of just trainings after trainings after trainings for, the past 15 years, and distilled it down into a really workable framework for anyone. So stay with me. But right now, back to Mindset Matters, I want to talk about how you can change right now today. I'm going to give you 3 strategies that's going to help you to really filter out what is and isn't helping you in your lifestyle plan, in your mindset, in how you talk to yourself. We're going to kind of, start at like a foundation and kind of dive in there into the inner recesses of your mind. So take a nice deep breath. We're going to talk about all of those excuses. I'm not good at diets. Exercise is hard. One of my clients yesterday, she said, behaviors are the hardest thing to change. And I said immediately, that's actually your mindset. And if you can change that, then the behavior is easy, because that mindset is allowing you to have an excuse to do the behavior, and it's keeping you stuck. And her eyes got really big. And that's what I can see for you that you can. And I'm going to help you create a mindset right here today that helps you reach your goals. I'm going to tell you why the diet and exercise plans, or whatever kind of like wellness kind of plan that people teach or that you tried or something, they might be great plans and have really good information or great teachers, or I'm not, trying to diss everybody's plans, but there's one thing missing. And if you can put that piece in, you can approach any of those diet plans that you've tried before, and maybe they didn't work so well because of this missing piece. I'm going to give it to you today. I'm going to give you a little strategy. You're just going to be like, okay, let's give this another shot. It's my 3-step method. It's going to make everything just easy and fun once we get through a little bit of mindset work. Are you with me? Okay. And I told you to take a nice deep breath because sure, it's nice to think about how, oh, I could just change my mind and suddenly lose weight and feel happy and whatever. But you can. So if you've had some resistance to maybe some of the ideas you think I am, putting up there, or where you think I'm going to take you on this little workshop today, it's okay. That little resistance that's kind of bubbling up, making kind of nervous, making you go, oh, well, I don't know. I have tried everything. You don't know me. I have tried everything, and nothing works for me. I take on that challenge, and I invite you to stay. I invite you to stay because all of that energy that tells you, oh, whoa, what? You want me to what? I don't know. All of that in this very workshop. I say this all the time, but in this very workshop, it was designed for this purpose, to get you to change that into powerful, positive energy that will help you move yourself forward. It's so easy to take all of that and just transform it. It's like exchanging, one currency value for another when you're traveling or something like that. And suddenly everything opens up for you and you have this power. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So again, nice deep breath. Everything here is heart-centered, no judgment, no huge grandiose expectations. Just, what are you really, really wanting and desiring, and what's holding you back? Let's do it. First strategy. You have to observe your thoughts. So many of us are letting the thoughts just run wild. It's like 1,000 times faster and fuller than it's ever been because of, technology and all of that. And that's a whole nother, little side lecture that I'll give someday. But if you don't manage your thoughts and choose the thoughts and plant the thoughts that are right for you, how can you even make any changes? So I would like to know, how body positive are you? So when I'm saying that body positive, I'm saying like when you look in the mirror, what do you see? And the voice that's commenting in your head, whose ever voice it may be, it's usually a parent's voice if you ask me, but that's again another little mini discussion. Is it critical? Is it loving? Little mixed bag maybe? If you are identifying with any of these statements, using the words I hate my and body part of the week, or looking at yourself in the mirror and only seeing what's wrong, crying in the closet, not knowing how your body really can be healthy, no matter what size you might be, you can always be healthier. You may never be at your ultimate desirable goal because we live in the real world here, but you can always be healthier. Telling yourself, you don't deserve to be thin, and I put thin in quotes. What does thin mean? I think we're hopefully, especially, in recent few years, getting a little bit past the thin is the only acceptable thing. You are who you are, but you can always feel better, have more energy and vitality, have more mobility, more zest for life if you work at it. Unless you have some serious limitations or other things or chronic long-term things that you've been dealing with that inhibit you from, maybe changing your habits and getting some of that energy back and that inner power and fire. And maybe in the process, some side effects are, you're happier, or you've lost some weight, or you exercise more and are stronger, whatever it is. If you feel better about yourself, you deserve to feel better about yourself, and you can. Denying that healthy choices really do make you feel good. I can't feel good unless I have cheesy carbs. Speaking of which, I promised my husband macaroni and cheese tonight. Which I might, in speaking of changing mindsets, I have been tucking away little side dishes of the macaroni and cheese in the freezer so we don't eat all of it in one thing. And I have like at least a couple of servings in there for some of his lunches already saved up, which is meal prep and moderation at the same time. So last night we had kind of a lighter dinner. The night before was our healthy dinner of the week. On Monday nights we have our kale and quinoa and, healthy things. And yeah, I felt like tonight, Wednesday night, we always kind of do like a little bit of comfort food because it's like that hump day and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, make your meal plan the way it feels great for you. But also on the nights that we have those healthy dinners, or I give him healthy breakfasts, or like have healthy lunches, they do make you feel good. You don't need a lot of crap to make you feel good. Those are excuses. And if you stick with me next week, I'm going to talk even more about those triggers and reactions and cravings and all of that behavioral stuff, self-sabotaging behavioral stuff. And then also, if you're thinking you have to be perfect to be attractive, again, I should have put perfect in quotes because there is no perfect. It's only you treating yourself well, taking care of your needs, and giving your body, the fuel and the positive vibes that it needs. That's attractive. Absolutely. You look at a woman who takes care of herself. I don't care what size she is. I don't care what race she is. I don't care what age she is. She looks fantastic, and they just make you go, whoa, what are you doing? That's what I want for you. But you don't have to be, super negative or extreme or crazy to do it. And let's get one thing straight. Speaking of crazy, the ideal body does not exist. Not at all. We're in all different sizes, shapes, and forms and configurations, and it's wonderful. It's called being a human being. That ideal body that very few of us can ever replicate. It's a dangerous mental concept. It's not true. And it's an extreme idea, which is always sort of like, I don't like extreme things. And it was created by the fashion industry, maybe the weight loss industry, and all the spa industry, the beauty industry, just whatever, to sell you stuff and tell you how you need fixing. All the things that are wrong with you. I have a cream for that. I have a this for that. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't try to use really great tools and products to take care of yourself and make yourself feel better. But if you're never satisfied, and if you're always comparing yourself and always looking at somebody else and thinking that you're not enough or you're not good enough, you're really not going to be able to get that transformation, even if you work really hard at it. It'll be elusive in some way. It'll be hard. It'll be just out of reach and you keep failing. We're going to fix that. Because getting healthier is not just about working out more or eating less or following someone's plan. And again, someone's plan might be really great, like a fitness trainer or somebody, follow somebody's plan or somebody's exercises. Awesome. But that's only part of the puzzle pieces that you need to not just work out better or lose weight or eat better or have more energy, but to get healthier in general. You need more than that. You have to change your relationship to your health and fitness problem. You have to change that mindset. You have to figure out a new purpose and approach. I'm going to help you with that. It's actually easier than you think. So here it is, the thought chain. This is a law of attraction principle of how everything comes into existence. No matter what something was before it became a physical something, it was consciousness, a thought, an impulse, a change in homeostasis, something. Consciousness. Thoughts, now I'm talking about consciousness, like universal kind of consciousness. Okay, zoom it down to people. You have thoughts. You probably have like 1,000 thoughts going on at any one given time. If you're like any of my clients who I'm coaching to kind of, be present and filter it out and really look at your mindset. Not all those thoughts are happening right now. Therefore, they're not actually real. They're only possible. If they're in the future, they're only possible. If they're in the past, they're gone. Only what's real is right now, but so much of our thoughts are in the past or the future. So we have all these thoughts zoom in, and we think, I have to turn off these thoughts. I want these thoughts to go away. I hate these thoughts. These thoughts are scary. These thoughts are sad. These thoughts are, I'm just kind of throwing out general things. You can add in your own scary, sad thoughts that you have at 3 a.m. where we've all been there. Thoughts can be kind of scary. And that scary is an emotion. When we attach an emotion to a thought, then it kind of gets to have a reaction in some way and to want to either chase it or defend against it. Are you with me? And a lot of times, our emotions are a good kind of radar if we read them correctly. But if we are not interpreting them correctly, or kind of misdirecting them into kind of egoic behaviors, which again, I'm not going to go into all of that, but they can be very problematic too. They can be very extreme and very passionate and powerful and kind of run you off course before anything has even happened. You're having this emotion about this thought about something that might happen 20 years from now. And it's keeping you up at night, whatever it could be something that's happening tomorrow that keeps you up at night or keeps you from focusing on your work during the day or whatever it is. And if you have that emotion enough, it creates a belief. It can't be, it should. You have this kind of firmed up observation blanket kind of box that you put on all these perceived situations before you even get in there and like really, kind of feel around in there. And the beliefs dictate our actions. So if we think something is really hard, we're not likely to want to do it. The actions that we take in the present now, we're finally at the present moment in the actions. All this other stuff was, past, future, or kind of trickling down in the moment. Actions. What can I do now? And if we have had the correct thoughts, selected the right thought out of that big thought pile up there, that big smear of thoughts that's going on, and understood the emotion correctly, and lined it up with a belief that we really, really share, and it lines itself up, then we'll take the right action. The right action will just naturally arise, and we'll know what to do in each moment. Now, that's very simplified. Sometimes we have to make some plans to get the actions happening, but you kind of can see where I'm going here. And then the results that you get are just natural emanations out of your actions, which are caused by your beliefs, which are formed because you attach an emotion to a thought. You with me on that? Does that sound too way out there? Hit me up with a message if you think it is. I'm happy to kind of help you to see what I'm saying here. Here is what the problem is with most diet and exercise plans or whatever self-help improvement kind of thing there is. They want you to jump in with their action plan. Do this for 30 days. stop this forever. Like whatever their prescribed thing is. Do it now. Here you go. Do it. But if you ask me, they are cutting off the top three things and leaving you hanging there. And you don't even know that you're supposed to be really kind of working through these things before you even take the actions. So if your mindset and your thoughts are, this is hard, this sucks, the actions that you take are going to be sucky. The results that you get are going to suck. It's pretty easy. Again, if your beliefs are, this is going to be easy, I'm super capable of this, then you'll do the actions that you are capable of and that are easy until you want to do better because you've seen some good results. And they're small results that you can hold for a while and build on instead of something extreme and crash because you didn't change your beliefs. Do you see what I'm kind of saying? Anyways, let's think about this for a second. You got a little piece of paper there? I'm just going to give you like 30 seconds. You could take more time, but the first few things that come out of your pen are probably going to be the top ones. Let's write down all of your thoughts about health and fitness, or maybe it's weight loss, or maybe it's nutrition, or whatever wherever you go with it. Don't worry too much about the words health and fitness, whatever that means to you, wherever you're at in the moment right now. All your thoughts, good, bad, whatever comes out, just write. We'll take like 30 seconds. No judgment. Go. Maybe you've written down a few things. Maybe you don't know what to write next. Just keep writing something. Just take a few more seconds. Maybe you're noticing some patterns. Group some things together. There's no right or wrong answers. And again, you could take a little bit longer. If I was doing a longer or a members only workshop, we'd take a little bit longer, and I'd take you a little further into the process. But you've probably written down like 5 or 6 things at least, I would think, about health and fitness. Okay, whatever those thoughts were, they may or may not be accurate. So strategy 2 is for you to change your mindset. Again, one of my recent clients, she was like, behavior is the hardest thing to change. And I'm like, no, you have to change the mindset that behaviors are hard to change. Behaviors are easy to change. You have no reason not to change them then, And the mindset is a tricky thing. It will try to keep you from making huge changes. So most of us have what I would call a fixed mindset. This is how it is. It's always so hard. Always the hardest thing. I never ever can. Most of the time when you filter down and think about some of those thoughts that keep going over and over and over in your head, when you actually start really listening to them, not just reacting to them, but like listening to them and being like, what am I telling myself? You'll find that they're probably extreme. Nothing is an always or a never or I can't or maybe I should isn't true either. Like, you don't know. You're just randomly like kind of letting this play go in your head thinking that it's you. It's not. It's just data. It's just data going through and going, do you want to take this one? 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 You have to select your thoughts and discard the rest. So if your thoughts that you wrote down about health and wellness or fitness or weight loss or whatever you chose to write about in the little writing exercise we just did, If there's something like I can't lose weight, it doesn't work, it's just my metabolism, this is who I am. Now, again, I am not saying that you should be, quote, thin, or that you have to lose weight, or that you even can change your body shape in a large format into a different body shape. There's 3 different body types. There's a few more than that, but 3 basic ones. You kind of only have a couple of options, and you're never going to be what you're not, But that doesn't mean that all of this is true all the time, forever. Never once do you have a chance in hell. I'm too busy. I have other priorities. I'm already stressed out. I can't handle everything right now. Sounds familiar. Yeah, like a lot of women feel this because we take on so much and we don't take care of ourselves right. And then we struggle to even keep up. Also, if I adopt a better lifestyle, then I'm going to have to start marathon running again, and I'm going to only eat clean, and I'm never going to drink again. Maybe you are at a point where you're ready to do that. Maybe you've done it before. Maybe you can get back to it easy. But that's not really the only option. And even if you have been a marathon runner in the past, you can still just do a 5K and be like, okay, that's good enough for now. Kind of just getting back into it. So that's how you prove to yourself that those statements are just not totally true. Maybe sometimes it was true, maybe it was true in the past, but it's not completely true all the time, forever, on, ever more. You don't know that. There's always a possibility for change, especially when it's your own personal transformation. That's the only thing you have any kind of power over. And we give up power over that first thing. And we try to manipulate the outside world to, I just chuckled to myself a little bit. We try to manipulate the outside world to help, us not have to change. And it's just like, no, actually, I can change and evolve, and I can always, get better. And the outside world is not always my business or within my power to manipulate. Focus on you. And know that you really, really do deserve it. So think about how there might be other possibilities. When you say something is always this, well, really? If I were to say my husband always leaves his socks on the floor, well, every day, 24 hours a day, there's always socks on the floor somewhere in the house. This may be true, but probably not. I probably at least can pick them up for a few hours during the day where there aren't any socks on the floor if I want to. And I think he has picked up his socks once or twice. So, and he doesn't really, it's like just a small little, pile of socks somewhere. So what? Poke your holes in the beliefs. My husband doesn't really leave his socks around. Okay. Maybe that could even be more true than you're making it up in your head. If you want to know more about how to take all those thoughts and turn them into something else, let me know, because I will whip them right around for you. I'll show you all the holes in your thinking. Like, it's so easy. So those other thoughts, you have to, before you actually get proof that it's possible, you actually have to tell yourself that it is possible. You kind of have to work with that faith that you can make small practical changes, that the world won't end if you take out 45 minutes to exercise, that if you prioritize feeling better, you'll probably feel better. Prove to yourself every day in small, consistent little ways that this is more true, and watch those habits build. And then you really got something to work with, instead of, well, I tried to be perfect yesterday and it didn't work out, so I guess that's done, and now I'm always going to be this way. No, I don't have to be extreme. I can work at it a little bit at a time. I don't have to be perfect. I can just keep working on it. You with me? It's a lot easier than what you've been doing probably, right? And then those thoughts that you have up there, changing my behaviors is easy. Oh, it is easy. Oh gosh, what the emotion that comes with the easy is just like, oh, what a relief. I'm so happy. Oh, I was so worried about that. I'm so happy now. And the belief is, I'm making all these changes. And your actions are, I'm doing the changes. And the results are, look at what happened when I made all these changes. And again, I'm not saying that your end goal is to be perfect or skinny or type A or whatever. To be a better version of you. It feels wonderful to even move that, needle on the confidence and on the vitality and on the energy scale just a little bit in the right direction, and to be able to hold it there feels awesome. And you can do it no matter where you are. And the idea that our thoughts create our reality is not magic or some woo-woo stuff, even though if you got some woo-woo questions, I'm your gal. I've been studying it for decades. So it's not magic. Our thoughts create our reality. It's simply logical. Something has to exist in thought form before it becomes manifested. You got to get it on paper. You got to give it a container. You got to give it some structure. You got to give it a plan. You got to give it timeline. You got to give it a date. You got to put energy into it. And it becomes a tangible reality, no matter what it is. That's just the way it works. That's the law of the universe. I want to share just a quick little story with you. So there was a study done on the power of thoughts and weight loss. So they took two groups of, I think it was mostly women, but usually they were service workers working like in the hotel and hospitality industry. Very, physical demanding jobs. And they told these two groups, one group, just do what you normally do. We just want to observe you, and we just want to see what your daily routine is like, and we want to just see what happens, for you and how you feel over this X amount of weeks. And then they told group B, okay, so all this work that you do every day, your job is very physically demanding, it equals a workout. Your job is that demanding. Good job. And we just want you to keep doing your job. We want to just, observe you. You don't have to make any changes or anything. Just keep doing the great job that you're doing for X amount of time, and we'll get back to you. Group A, status quo. They did their job. They stayed the same. Mindset, they had no change. They had no instruction to change their mindset or anything. Group B was given that small suggestion that they were doing a workout every day on the job. Guess what happened to Group B? They lost weight. They got healthier on different levels. Like some people got off medications, some people were able to, do their jobs easier, whatever it was that made them think, I'm getting in a workout, had positive effects on the rest of their lifestyle. It would have had to, because they weren't told to do anything different. Neither group was told to do anything different than they already do. But Group B was told something about their job that changed their mindset and changed an underlying factor of how they went about that, period of time when they were being observed. Just mindset. And the same is true that believing you can't do something ensures that you can't. So if you say, it's too hard, or I never, or I won't, or I can't, or, I should, but done deal. So if you are experiencing any of these kind of behavior things that I'm going to list here, you definitely need a lot of mindset refocus. So I want you to listen to the words that come out of your mouth or that are in your head. when you're talking about your body or your lifestyle or the choices that you've made or the pain you've gone through to get here, whatever it is, listen to the words. Listen to what you're actually saying to yourself. For most of my adolescent and adult life, I just cannot believe what people will say about themselves. And I really wonder if you're hearing it. I want you to really notice when you judge other people for being more fit. You're already kind of judging yourself, I'm guessing. When you judge other people, who does she think she is? Well, she can't pull off that swimsuit. Whatever it is. Look at her Instagram feed. Look at where you are being short-sighted or jealous or something like that. I want you to catch yourself. It's usually something negative. So I want you to catch yourself and replace those thoughts with something more positive. Right there in that moment, just do a magic trick with your thoughts. And just consider the more positive option for just a second. Think about it. Entertain the idea. And I want you to also acknowledge the fact that just because someone else is, quote, better than you, whatever that is, doesn't mean you're not doing great wherever you are or wherever you've been or whatever got you to this moment. You're in the right place for you, and you can always make a better choice in your next choice. So all of this takes a little bit of stillness, patience, a little courage maybe to face the honest truths about how you judge yourself, how you judge other people, how you feel judged, where you give your power away. That all will hold you back and will keep you in a non-growth, non-transformation kind of, spin out. And when you do notice these things, so maybe it's at night when you're reflecting in your journal, or maybe it's in the moment where you're like, what did I just say? I want you to look for examples that prove your limiting beliefs wrong. So if you say, well, I really don't have time to work out, I want you to be like, okay, what am I missing? Where do I have time to work out? Well, I don't have time to work out for an hour and a half that it takes me to go to the gym and do my thing and and come back home. But I do have time for 15 minutes today. Look for examples. I'm only going to walk for 15 minutes today and it turned into 45 and I feel great. Awesome. I can go farther than I thought. Every day you have to keep proving yourself that those negative limiting beliefs simply aren't as true. Maybe aspects of them may have been true or are true a little bit, but they're not as true as some of the other stuff that you got up your sleeve, that you can do, that is possible. And then strategy number 3, wrapping it all together, you got to train your brain. You can train your brain. You can train your sleep cycle. You can train your eating habits. You can train your muscles. You can train your brain. You can train your heart. And by heart, I'm not talking exactly about the muscle. So let's think about this again for a moment, just of a little bit of reflection. What did you learn about health and fitness growing up? What are your thoughts back, maybe back to when you were 12, 13 years old, up until maybe if you're in your mid-30s to mid-40s, you may still be suffering from some of that or may have moved on by then. But seriously, this is, everybody's got their piece of that perfect body syndrome that is sold to us by the fashion industry and by society, always judging us for our appearance as women. What did you learn about health and fitness growing up? Was it something that was talked about in your house? Was it something that was held in high regard? Was it something that was you were too poor to, have healthy food? Like what happened? What taught you some of your beliefs is really what I'm asking here. If you have any of these thoughts or beliefs, you have to spend a lot of money to lose weight, get healthier, change your lifestyle, whatever. I challenge that. I have to become a total athlete to be healthy. Nope, I challenge that. There's not enough time for sports and fitness. I definitely challenge that. It takes extreme effort and deprivation to have a good body, and I don't want to put myself through that, so I'll never have a good body. No, I don't think it takes that. I think you can have a good body. And again, quote, good. What's a good body? A body that's healthy and functioning and energized. When you're older, you just lose your strength and agility. I challenge that, and I see women all the time who are 70 years old plus, who are doing things that they never did when they're in their younger years, running, bodybuilding, you name it, yoga, all of it. I'm not coordinated enough to work out. I think you probably can walk more or less well enough for yourself. If you can't really walk, you probably need, to have some physical therapy or some other care. If you can walk, you can work out. In my mind, that's good enough to get started. I challenge every single one of these. Now, you may have more and be like, well, I tried everything. Listen to my excuses. That's what they are. They're excuses. I have to become a total athlete to be healthy, so I guess I'll just not be healthy because I'm never going to be a total athlete. Well, you're probably right about that. But you can be active. You can get healthier. It doesn't take a lot of time for sports and fitness in your life. You can be healthy your whole life. You can be active your whole life. I'm telling you, give me all your thoughts. Email them to me, send them to me in a comment. I will help you with them. And what's better is that you can stimulate feel-good hormones in your brain and train yourself to like healthy activities, like eating healthy meals, like going to sleep early. Actually, that shouldn't be a punishment. Neither should healthy meals. Like exercising. All of those things actually do make you feel great. We just sort of talk ourselves out of them or don't prioritize them or whatever. But all of those things will stimulate either dopamine, oxytocin, endorphins, serotonin, and they all do a little bit different job, and you can kind of get a little glimpse of what they do based on the little emoji here. And most of us are, maybe a little off balance in one or more of these, but we're actually probably not doing the right things to actually help them function well. We just think we're deficient or something like that. But we can do a lot without taking tons of meds or anything to help naturally generate these feel-good hormones and associate doing good things, self-care, wellness stuff with feeling good so that we want to feel good and we go and do those things. Ding, ding, ding. First thing you got to do is you got to start small. So that means that you have to do small. You can have a big, long plan. That's fine. But you got to chunk it down to what can I do right now to get the most out of this moment, to get closer to my goal. One small thing. And then reward yourself. Acknowledge it. Say, yes, I did that one small thing. Yay! You might not have lost the 20 pounds or whatever your goal might be. And I say goal loosely. It doesn't have to be a weight goal. But you need to acknowledge the small little steps that you take. And be okay with taking small little steps. And when you say, I did a small little step and now I feel great, the more you do that, the more you really will feel great, and you'll stimulate some of these hormones. The next thing that you can do to kind of stimulate some of these hormones a little bit more is to recruit a buddy. Now, this buddy doesn't have to do exactly the same plan as you, but what I mean by recruit a buddy is find one trusted person. Don't tell your whole social network that you're, revamping your whole lifestyle, but find one trusted person that you can confide in. Maybe it's a friend or a coworker, maybe a relative, maybe it's me. And then when you tell them, hey, I did these 5 things and I'm like, that's awesome, gold star, yay. It fires off some of these feel-good hormones, and you associate sharing with oxytocin and with the endorphins, and there you go. So that's number 2. And then number 3, reward yourself. And it doesn't have to be with food or any other of your self-sabotage kind of coping mechanisms. Like those really, that doesn't mean you can't, celebrate with a glass of wine or something. But if it's your go-to coping mechanism, maybe you need to not have that be your reward for taking good, healthy care of yourself. It just sort of doesn't quite make sense to me. And again, that doesn't mean that you have to cut out the wine completely, but it has its own purpose. And the reward can be, yay, now I'm going to buy myself that new pen that I want so that I can write in my journal. Or, and again, it doesn't have to be something that you purchase. It can be something small. It can be a permission to sleep late. It can be something, that's just like, yes, I did it and now I earned this. And it's positive behavior that I earned. Does that make sense? Hope so. Okay, so this might require, in addition to watching some of your thoughts, turn them around and replace them with positive thoughts. Play around with it. Write the opposite. I should go to the gym. I shouldn't go to the gym. Maybe I should do 10 sun salutations here in my office space and knock out 5 more things on my task list. I should go to the gym, but I don't have time, so now I don't have to work out. It's tricky. It's sneaky. I'm happy to help you with this. And you could even send me, text me a photo or something of your homework that you just did here in the workshop. Ask me for some feedback. I'd be happy to give it to you and help you turn these thoughts into something that's powerful and productive. So there's the 1, 2, 3. And I know that you're just like, gosh, I need to make so many improvements. I really want this for myself. I want that transformation. I want that, joy and ease and time and happiness that getting healthier and having this lifestyle that I've always wanted, will give me. I know you feel a little overwhelmed. I know that your negative thinking kind of holds you back. But honestly, it is time for you to become the best version of yourself so far. Like it's now or never. If you don't quite get a handle on whatever issues you have kind of maybe have surfaced for you during this workshop, or concerns that you've had about your health or about your happiness, if you don't take care of them, what's going to happen in 6 months, a year, maybe 5 years? Ooh, what if you let this go for 5 years? Don't do anything about it. Keep making the excuses. Keep finding those obstacles wherever they may be and going, oh, well, tried that and that didn't work. I'm not quite that important. I'll get to my health and wellness when everyone else is taken care of. What if you never ever got there and actually took care of yourself? If you don't want to have that happen, if you're like, no, I'm ready to kind of get my act together, I'm not sure where to start, but I know I want to make some serious changes. You can do it the hard way, which is the way I did it. I took tons of trainings over, like I said, almost 2 decades now. I've worked with clients one-on-one in my office for more than 12 years, doing case study after case study. I've done tons of research based on, the conditions of all of my clients who came into my office, and I've distilled it down into a really workable lifestyle plan. Now that's just me. I like to do things the hard way. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of effort. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of studying. That's a lot of thinking. That's a lot of working with people. I've definitely, made this into a large pursuit for myself. And I'm happy to offer it to you. And that is what I would call the easy way, is having someone who has investigated, practiced, tried them herself, researched, been trained in certain methods, worked with clients, gotten feedback, created all of the materials, and you can just tap into it. Because I've been there. I've been where you are. I've needed this help. I've applied all these principles to myself. I do them all the time, every day. I've shared them with my clients. I've shared them in my coaching sessions. I've seen major transformations. This one client that I have seen her over the past several years get out of a narcissistic, verbal abusive relationship where she had no money, no job, no self-esteem, 3 kids, and suddenly found herself as a single mom trying to get out of his, negative clutches. And now she owns her own home. Yeah, she owns her own home. She runs her own business. She has sole custody of her children. She's got a dog. She's doing it. And she still wants more. She's like, Vicki, how can we take it up another level? And I'm just like, let's do this. I want that for you. And I absolutely will share everything I have with you in a way that makes it feel super easy, kind of like you're reading a blueprint and then just making it into the perfect system for you. What would that feel like? What if you knew that you had a step-by-step system that you could just focus on? Forget about all that other stuff that's out there, all the other tips and tricks and things that you're supposed to be doing, and just focus on one plan that can help you to incorporate things you've already tried maybe, or things that you've already been doing, and get back into them or make them work better for you. Approach your health and fitness in a completely different way. And it's just like boom, 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 laid out for you, and I hold your hand through the whole process. It's so easy. I've called it the Mind Body Blueprint online course. It is completely accessible through my website, easy to track your progress, and I walk you through all of the things that you need to have a great foundation for improving your health, wellness, lifestyle. I hold your hand step by step, tell you everything. There are 6 modules, and each one of them is designed to revamp a certain area of your life that you need to put together for the whole package. This is a holistic lifestyle system. So in module 1, we think like a boss. That's mindset, meditation, claiming your power back, boundaries. Module 2, love your body. That is not just exercise, but body types and learning how to put together the right kind of workout for you. and how to work it into your workday. Module 3, we've got grab and go nutrition. That's not just about hogging and jogging. It's about meal prep. It's about healthy foods. It's about having things that are ready to go in your, pantry and refrigerator, so you don't have to be caught without healthy food anymore. It's about taking care of those cravings and the mindset that helps you to, get more into eating healthy and away from maybe some of your bad habits around food. Module 4, we do effortless motivation so that we are always being inspired and productive. We use the law of attraction. We do some day planning and routine kind of setting. It makes you clearly the master of your daily schedule and your routines so that you can do all of these great things and add in your meal prep and add in your exercise time and add in your meditation. It's super easy. I have a whole framework for you. And then in effortless energy, we learn how to not burn ourselves out, but to fuel ourselves up through self-care and through proper sleep hygiene and the body clock. We really get that perpetual kind of energy happening so that we're not just feeling like we scooped ourselves up off the pavement and shoved ourselves back in the car for another day. Like, that is no way to live, and you're not showing up as your best self. And when we wrap it all up in Module 6 with the big picture success system, we take gratitude and the theories of abundance, and we really just amp up our goal setting and our intentions and our way of interacting with the world and appreciating what we have and attracting more. And we put it out there in a big, big way so that all of these puzzle pieces that we're working on daily are really moving us towards our bigger goals and values. It's amazing. So I just walk you right through this. And again, if you've been listening to what I've been saying, I'm not into extremes. I'm into sensible solutions. But again, I do have a holistic approach. I'm looking at this not just from the physical body, but also from the emotional, mental, psychological, and spiritual as well. And I put it all together for you so you don't have to figure all of that stuff out. We have homework assignments. There are video lectures right there in the online course, so you can watch me go through the entire module with you. I also encourage you to ask me questions or get into, more discussions. I send you bonus materials. I want you to, contact me anytime with any kind of questions or homework. You can do your homework 3, 4, 5 times. I don't care. I will always give you feedback. I have a members only private Facebook group, of course, and that's where you can get extra tips and things that I'm not even sharing, within the course that I just find, every day. And it's lifetime access. We also do a live Monday night weekly, kind of workshop where we talk about each module, and I train it to a different theme. So starting March 2nd, Monday, March 2nd, we're doing 90-day goals. And I'm going through module 1 through 6 each week, one per week, and talking about 90-day goals. So exercise goals, menu planning goals for 90 days, 90-day calendar kind of things. I'm just going to give you all kinds of ways to help ensure that you can plan out and be successful with achieving the goals that you want in a timely manner, because it's possible as long as you do it correctly, and I show you exactly how to do that. So we're going to think like a boss. I walk you through all of this. You're going to love your body. It's super easy and effective. We're going to set up your grab and go so that you are always rolling with healthy options. I'm going to keep you motivated. I'm going to keep you positive. I'm going to keep you in control and productive. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite things is Module 4. Module 5, it couldn't be easier. It's all about stress relief, and I give you some spa tips, and I help you get your sleep routine down. Once you understand how your body clock works and you get your routines down so that you're doing things at your peak performance, you're unstoppable. Seriously. And then you can apply all of that energy and control and mindset and healthy habits to thinking bigger, to going to that next level where you're like sharing your gifts with the world and you're showing up as your best self and your family is benefiting and you're loving life and everyone around you is like, wow, what are you doing? You look amazing. You sound amazing. You're doing amazing work. We love you, Mom. How would that sound? And you can do it for sure. And here are the 6 bonuses that I give you. And I just email all these things to you. I hold you by the hand and give you prompts on doing your homework. I invite you to all of the Monday night webinars. And, it just couldn't be easier. You just have to tweak what you're already doing because you're already exercising, probably at least in some way, shape, or form, just a few steps a day. You're probably already drinking water. You're probably already, eating some salad. Like, I just help you to make it long lasting, make it sensible, make it fun and easy. So I have 2 ways of doing it. Basic membership, so you get all that I just described there. The exercise, guidelines, I help you with your routines. It's all done through the online course and the homework. And you can join me for the weekly live webinars and anything in the Facebook group. We've got lots of resources, and you can access me there. Absolutely. Or if you really want to fast track it, if you really want to be like, I am in, I am committed, I am doing this for myself, I deserve nothing less, then I invite you to do the private membership, which gives you 3 60-minute sessions interspersed throughout the 6 lessons, after lesson 2, after lesson 4, and after lesson 6. And I really get in there and I tweak those routines for you and I help you with your mindset and I give you even more special resources and tips that are not in the Mind Body Blueprint, and we really amp it up. I give you a timeline. I tell you, all right, here is all of your actionable steps and your homework. This is the way to just accelerate and just really put yourself on that track to success. Now you're thinking, oh my gosh, that sounds like a lot. I don't know if I'm ready for it, but I promise you, I make it super easy. I make it fun. It's non-judgy and it's kind of go at your own pace, even though I do encourage you to continue, working on things and putting time and effort into it. Your investment in yourself, for what you will receive in transformation, is really what you're going to get out of it is the effort you put into it. But of course, you need to make some kind of commitment investment. And if you were to commit to, my online course, my 3-time coaching package, you'd probably spend somewhere around $679. And I know I've sold actually all of that for even more than that in the past. I've been very generous of late because I want this information out there for you. So that breaks it down to the basic membership being $349. That's 3 monthly payments of $116. Just click and the payments just boom, boom, boom once per month and you're done. You get all of that lifetime access. Nothing's going to stop you. I mean, from there, I reach through your computer and I hold your hand. Absolutely. Again, if you want to fast track it, now this is for women who are like, I have a business to run. I need to get my act together. I am super committed. I am ready for transformation. No holds barred. Let's do this. You just really, for just a little bit more, $469, that adds on those 3 60-minute private coaching sessions with me, phone, online, whatever you want to do. I will take your homework, take your experience, and I will show you where you're falling short, where you're tripping yourself up, and how to work around it. Absolutely. Let's do this. 3 payments of $156.33. Boom, boom, boom. And you're in the online course forever. You've got 3 sessions with me. Major transformation. The possibility there is huge. Huge, huge, huge. And again, you can kind of work it at your own pace. But if you're like, I don't know if this is going to work, but I would love to give it a try, 7 days, you can look at the online course, submit module 1 homework to me, And if you don't feel like, us working together would be a good fit within those 7 days, 100% money back guarantee. If you go, it's the 7 days is gone and you're in it for a while and you've been doing it and you're like, I don't think I'm getting this, benefit, talk to me about it. I am always willing to help you get more out of the work we're doing together. Like once you're in and you're working with me, I'm going to make sure that you have success no matter what. So there it is, $349, $469. And when you think about, over the course of just a few weeks, but what this will mean to have access to all this information for a lifetime. And I'm always creating new content and sharing it with all of the members. And you can always add on more coaching. And, I'd be willing, no matter what, these deals don't always last, but I tell you what, once you're one of my clients, I rarely raise the price on you. I kind of allow you to just keep doing what we're doing at the same price as long as you're putting in effort and we're seeing some positive movement forward. I'm going to support you. I'm going to stick with it. I think this is, an amazing price to get started. I can't believe I'm kind of giving it away here, but I really want you to have this and you deserve it. So I'm going to put a link at the bottom of this video. Click it, get it. Let's start working together. I would be thrilled to get to know what's going on with you and show you how actually I can guide you right into a program that is going to help you on so many levels, and it's easy and fast and you can do it today. Like, what could be easier? And plus, I'm really fun to work with. Did I mention that? All right, that's all I have for today. Thanks for joining me. Stick with me next week on Wellness Wednesday Workshop. We're going to do 3 powerful ways to outsmart self-sabotage. Yes, it's kind of like reinforcing and taking it up a notch from what we did today. So stay with me, and I will see you in the next workshop. Be well.